Three things happened at once. So I had a aneurysm, so it wasn't water, it was blood shooting up into the back of my brain. The second thing I had was a stroke, so what they call a cerebellum stroke, followed by a heart attack. So I had the trifecta. Yeah. I mean, might as well not muck around.
Yeah.
Why have one when you can have all three?
Political commentator Matthew Tukaki has never held back, but a major medical event 3 months ago has changed his life.
You know, I probably had the worst couple of months of my entire life.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been pretty horrible actually.
So what actually happened?
So I was in Australia speaking at a conference, and the one morning I was on a Teams meeting and I noticed all the words jumping around on the screen. I thought, oh, that's not good. Yeah. Now, as a male who'd just been out with his mates the night before, I put it down to, oh, maybe it was just a long night out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I felt like this burst of really cold water up the back of my spine.
Yeah.
And it hit my head at like a million miles a minute, like an eruption. And then I fell over, I collapsed.
Yeah.
And the last thing I remember was the New South Wales ambulance, or the ambulance driver, pulling me at my ankles and lifting me up by the back of my shorts.
Yeah.
And that was it. After that, I can't remember anything until I woke up at the hospital.
It was as serious as it gets. Matthew's whānau were told to fly to Australia as quick as possible, as it was looking like he was not going to survive.
And when I woke up, it was even worse because I had a tube down my throat. And then they had a pipe coming out the back of my head,
yeah,
and one coming out the front. So it was they were draining all the fluid out of my brain. And so that was just horrible to wake up to. And when I woke up, I distinctly remember feeling, oh, this isn't good.
Yeah.
Matthew is almost in his 4th month of rehabilitation. He's had to learn to walk again, get hand movement back and his vision. So his days are planned out with activities to get him back to 100%.
I've got to say, but it's up to me.
Yeah.
I'm in the body of a 48-year-old with the brain of a 48-year-old. And sometimes I think people try and cast me or stereotype me in the body of an older man.
Yeah.
And so it takes an older person longer to recover. But there's two things that are different with me. Number one, it's up to me. Yeah. And number two, I'm so determined not to be reliant on anybody else. I don't want to be a burden to anybody.
Yeah.
But the recovery has been slow for my standards.
Yeah.
I'm having to try to do new things every single day, like putting the pod on. When you guys arrived here, I was walking down my hallway, practicing counting my steps between doorways.
Yeah.
I've got a Nerf gun that I shoot off, and that helps with my vision.
Yeah. Is it something that runs in the whānau, or is it like what happened?
I don't think it necessarily runs in the whānau so much, but Dad died of an aneurysm at my age, or around my age, and all the rest of it. So that was confronting. But I would say that Māori...
Because you were on a bit of a health kick before that too.
I lost nearly 40 kilos in weight, more than 40 kilos in weight. And I did that because I knew I needed to do something. What is predisposed in our family is high blood pressure. Yeah. What is true amongst Māori and Pacifica males in particular is high blood pressure. Yeah. The problem is we don't get ourselves checked until it's too late. Yeah. And more importantly, when we do get ourselves checked and we get on the pills, we take ourselves off the pills. Yeah. So that was my big mistake. My big mistake was thinking that because I'd lost all the weight, my blood pressure had stabilised, that I'd be okay, I'd be coupled, not a problem at all. Yeah. And so I shouldn't have taken myself with the blood pressure medication. I should have stayed on it.
Mm. How do you keep so upbeat about everything?
Oh, you got to.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I wake up every day. I mean, look at me. I've got no qualifications. I've got nothing. Yeah. And yet here I am, sitting in my own home, still talking and yapping to you on a TV. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty privileged, isn't it?
Yeah.
Through the trauma and the pain, Matthew has come out of it wanting to champion a new cause.
But I'll tell you one thing, which has struck me. From disaster comes opportunity. Yeah. The stuff through my lived experience eyes now that I see about our whānau with disabilities and how they try and navigate the world with even the smallest of disabilities confronting. Like, I'll give you an example. You know, you try opening the shampoo bottle, the clip on the shampoo bottle to squeeze the shampoo out. Well, squeezing the shampoo is one thing, but opening that clip with your fingers that don't work the way they used to work anymore is hard. Putting the jug on, carrying the jug from the sink to the thing to put the jug on to make a cup of tea is hard. And so how do we make things, so I think that's the opportunity. The opportunity is what can we do more of to make life easier for our whānau when they go through this.
Has it made you not stress about like the little things in life?
There was one thing that happened to me that only I know about during this whole process, during the time that I was in a coma. And I guess it gives me more confidence than anything. When I was a little boy, I used to be scared of dying. I used to think that if I had a pillow on my chest, that somehow that was going to kill me, or whatever the case might be, right? Now I'm so much less afraid of that happening to me because I know, having been through it, what it's like. So my fear factor has gone through the floor, if that makes sense. Probably makes no sense at all, but
it does.
I've got more confidence, you know, that I had before. That there's something bigger out there, and my time on this place is not over yet. And that's not a religious thing at all. I'm not big on religion. But I think my faith in something bigger is certainly carrying my confidence now, much more so than ever before.